Schaefer. He's an idiot.
Hey, honey, we're home right where we're supposed to be. Actually, I'm not home. The show's home on 100.7 Ticket. Yes. But I am live today. And what are we? We're at show 103? I believe it is show 103. People, where's my applause? There it is. Thank you. Anyway, very excited. Show 103, DennyRadio, brought to you by St. Mary's Meats, the place to go for local fresh cut meat. Nobody beats AJ's Meat. We're also live up on Facebook on the Ticket. That is the BakeryUnlimited.com Facebook live cam. It's going to sound a little different today, only because I'm not in the home studio, so we got different mic and configuration. You're probably not going to be able to hear as well as you normally would, but we're up there in case you want to watch and listen to me and Chris talking in between the breaks. That you'll be able to hear for sure. And thank you also to Bakery Unlimited, 877-909-1007. Yes, you can call, you can text, and be part of the magic that is DennyRadio Sports and More on 100.7 The Ticket. All right, start now. I don't know if you've noticed this, but stories keep popping up in the news about people believing there are bodies floating in waterways. And then what they do is they check it out. They check out the bodies, and they find that they're discarded inflatable love dolls. Now that's no way to say goodbye to your blow-up babe, is it?
Are you bored with your bedroom buddy? Is your silicone sweetheart more dusty than dirty? Then it's time to let go at Doll Cycle, the world's first sex doll recycling center. From high-end silicone stunners to vintage vinyl vixens, we take your gently or not so gently loved dolls and give them a new purpose, responsibly and discreetly. Some are reborn as lampshades with a surprised look, key rings that tighten around your finger, even a beach bag with 3 strangely familiar-looking pockets. Eco-friendly and carbon neutral because no latex lover deserves a landfill farewell. Call 1-800-HUMP-DUMP or visit dollcycle.com. Doll Cycle, we turn your ex into next.
I just wanted to play that because it said hump dump. Let's say hello to the producer back in the studio. It is Chris
Hollywood. What's up, there, man?
I don't know how we sounding, dude. A little more stressed than normal for the Denmans. We have all new equipment and different equipment. Josh McKinley is amazing. Our engineer, he really is. And he explained to me, and I'm not the brightest bulb in the pack, and luckily we got everything up and running, and bam, we're on. But I have to admit, Hollywood, a little bit of stress today. I went looking for you in the building. I didn't see you. Where were you today?
What time did you come?
12:30.
I may have went to get lunch.
Oh, okay. All right. So you blew me off.
Right. I didn't know you were coming at 12:30. You didn't say what time. You didn't call. You didn't text.
Dude, it's always 12:30. I committed 12:30, get the equipment, say howdy, drop off donuts, and then come in. But you weren't there, so I got the donuts with me. No, I'm kidding. I didn't have time for donuts. I learned a valuable lesson today. I wanted to go through Chick-fil-A. And just grab a sandwich because I love their Chick-fil-A sandwiches with the extra pickles because that's where Jesus would eat. That's where he has lunch. So I'm like, okay, I'll have lunch. And yes, hello, Nurse Terry. She says we are echoing really bad. Okay, are we echoing over the air or are we echoing here? Let me mute your mic. There. Maybe over Facebook. Maybe she must mean over the Facebook. So I just muted your mic, so it probably sounds better. Yeah, how about now, Terry? Does it sound better? Anyway, so I go through Chick-fil-A, the one over on Secor Road there. And, it's 5 to 12. So it's crazy packed. And I attempted to go down Secor Road between Alexis and Lasky, which was a lot of fun because of that construction. But anyway, I roll in about 5 to noon, and I'm in the line, and I'm like, okay, I'm like car 15. I'm like, this is going to be a long process. So I pulled in. So I just went in and I went inside. And, she said over the air. Okay, well, not now because I got you muted. Anyway,
I go in and I order a sandwich. So I'm like third person in line. I'm like, cool, order my sandwich. And then everybody else got served their food before me. And one guy actually placed his order after me. So here's what I learned. Do not give Chick-fil-A a special order during lunchtime and probably dinner, because I order my Chick-fil-A sandwich with extra pickles. Apparently that threw him for a loop back in the kitchen, because it took him a good extra 5-7 minutes after everybody else already got their food. And mine was just one little sandwich. So valuable lesson. You know, I'm 66, all right? And by the way, thank you, Pittsburgh Rick, for giving me the birthdays today. Steve Martin, 80 today. Antonio Vargas from Huggy Bear from Starsky and Hutch is 79. I thought that dude died. Yeah, I remember his son Justin did play for U of M. But Magic Johnson is 66 today. Magic. Isn't that something? You know, when he was diagnosed with AIDS, they gave him a death sentence. How many years ago was that? Oh, it's got to be. Anyway, and Susan Olsen, Cindy Brady is 64. And she pretty much still looks the same. Thank you, Rick, for the birthdays. Now we can start the show. But me and Magic, 66. All right. Jordan Strack is going to join us at the bottom of the hour if I can figure out my phone. So we're going to talk mud hens. We're going to talk tigers. We're going to talk walleye. And maybe he knows who put up the BG billboard. You know, he's a sports guy. He's you know, he knows what. Okay, that has not been confirmed. That has not been confirmed. It could just be some rich BG alum who's so excited about Eddie George, and it's an in-your-face to Toledo, in case you don't know the story. A billboard just popped up. I don't know, what was it, over the weekend? At least that's when the report came out. It's by Bayer Hardware on Dorr Street, which is just east of Reynolds Road. So it's not necessarily like right on campus like it would be if it was between Secor and Douglas, which is where I hoped it was, because I was going to go do a broadcast from there. You know, have you been by it? Yeah. Do you? All right. So it's a picture of Eddie George, and it says, "Come see Coach Eddie George Falcon football." There you go, with his beautiful picture. And we talked yesterday to Phil Bear from Bear Hardware, who was a treat. And if I get bored or there's a lull, maybe I'll play that callback later on in the show. And I thought maybe they put it up. I thought maybe they were graduates from Bowling Green, and maybe that they were, hey, Toledo, we got a coach now, better coach, and we're going to be in your face. But Phil was on, and he says, nope. He rents that billboard to some company down south, and then they put up whatever. So you've reached out to Bowling Green. Have we made contact with their sports department, Chris Hollywood? Okay, I don't want to do it today because I'm out of studio. What do you mean? You call it? Well, no, we want to set something up. I mean, we're the. Okay, it's the sports department communication department, and you're telling me they're not communicating with you? I mean, there's some irony. There's some irony right there. It's like, hey, it's the communications department. They're not communicating. Are you at least? Have you heard from them on the email? What's going on? So you went right for the big dog, right? So you didn't go to the athletic director, did you? Who'd you go to? And what's his title? Is he like sports community? Okay, why are these people calling me when I'm on the air? Hello, are you there? I just don't get this. I can at least test my phone line now. Hello, caller, hello. Okay, I don't know who these people are, but they keep calling me, and it's bugging the crap out of me, and they just don't say anything. They're breathing. Ooh, maybe they're in my basement. Anyway, all right, what's the dude's name? Yeah, it's kind of a sheet show. I know. Let's see. Okay, so Channel 11 interviewed Derek Vandermeer about BG football games. Maybe contact him. Well, did they ask him, Nurse Terry, about who put up the billboard? Or were they sissies and didn't want to ask that question? I mean, that's a fair. Vincent Bradis. Okay. Don't they just have like a, I mean, I could have Mark Beyer on from UT in a minute. I could send him a text and he'd go on. Matter of fact, maybe we'll get him on tomorrow and ask him if it's got the football team riled up, or do they even know about it? He's the voice of the Rackets. So, Terry said they didn't ask him. So they have the dude on. Vandermeer. He's the AD, isn't he? Derek Vandermeer from Bowling Green? I think he is. So they have that dude on. Channel 11 had him on this morning. Okay, so how in the heck do you not ask that question? Do they not know that there's a billboard there? Well, maybe I'm the only guy who reads the Blade. That could be. Okay, since you're a Bowling Green guy, and you're taking a lot of you're seeing a lot of humor in this thing. What if Toledo got a new coach and they put a billboard up right on Worcester, right close to campus or whatever, and you don't think that would spin up some people in BG? Of course it would. Right. So it could be a big deal if I do my job. Not the same thing. Not the same thing. Dude, it's 2 minutes from campus. Okay, Phil said it was summertime and it was a little slow. But, dude, I called him at 1:30 yesterday afternoon. The lunch rush is probably, already passed. And who knows? Maybe Phil's in the back taking a nap and he doesn't even know what's going on out in the store. Because he's the owner. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't been in there, but next chance I get, I am going to swing by. Actually, I was right by there today. I could have swung by. At some point, I want to meet the dude because he seemed like he's kind of a character. He didn't know who I was. Yeah, but he's old like me. You'd think he'd know who I am, but I'm like, all right, ask your grandkids. Maybe they know. All right, there you go. We're live at Yark today. We're going to be here till 4 o'clock. They're celebrating their Make This the Summer event. You can lease a new 2025 Jeep Compass Latitude 4x4 for $149 a month for 24 months. Just stop in, people. Good time to get a car. You know what I'm saying? Right here. Yeah. 6019 Central Avenue. Well, the one I want is the Wagoneer, but that thing's $91,000. So that ain't happening. So, not on my budget, dude. No, I'm on a fixed income. That's those days of, bonus. Here's the bonus. Hey, you get to be on the air tomorrow. That's my bonus. All right, let's start out with some congratulations. Let's go to Canfield, Ohio. Toledo Country Club head professional Jason Hansen shot a stress-free 3-under 69 at Tippecanoe Country Club. He won the 75th professional championship. Congratulations. It's the second time in his career that Jason has claimed a Northern Ohio PGA professional championship. He finished 7 under 209. So he finished in the top 5. He's now qualified for the PGA Professional National Championship, which will take place April 26th to the 29th in Bandon, Oregon. Okay, is the weather good in Bandon, Oregon in April? I've never been to Oregon. Have you ever been to Oregon? I mean, it sounds like it's a nice place at Bandon Dunes Golf Resort. I mean, does he got to pay his own way? I'm wondering. Also qualifying for the PGA Professional National Championship was Belmont Country Club's Mike Stone. He finished fourth at 2 under, 214. He posted a final round 69. And Hansen claimed, how much do you think he got? With all the last winner on tour got 3.3 million the other day, something like that, over 3 million. Hansen got $7,500. Hey, listen, I'd take it. Stone got $2,000. Yeah, Stone got $2,000, and Stone Oaks Milton Carswell finished 10th at 6 over, shot 222. So there you go. All right, I'm going to keep going because we got Jordan on at bottom of the hour, and we just have the 2 breaks, or no? We just have the 1 break. And then we go all the way to 40, right? All right, so I got to read up on what's going on with Shedeur Sanders. He's now joining Kenny Pickett and Dylan Gabriel among the Cleveland Browns QB competition participants that are injured. Pickett and Gabriel, they got the hammy going. And now Sanders, he got injured. He got injured before the drills even began, before the combined practice. Basically, he got hurt in warm-ups. It was prior to practice, according to head coach Kevin Stefanski. Sanders was going to start the preseason matchup with the Eagles, but it says it's in question. No, he's not. He listen, it's an oblique. Have you ever hurt your oblique muscle? Okay, it is I have years ago. It's a really long process, and the only thing that heals it is rest and not a whole lot of movement. So he's screwed. No, these injuries linger, man, especially as a QB, the way he twists his body. Now, Ian Rappaport says, further medical testing and examination on Shedeur revealed an oblique strain. He's considered day-to-day, won't practice today, and unlikely won't play in the game Saturday. He's not. With limited pass reps, as it is, missing time, it'll keep Sanders from building on his preseason debut that everybody is so impressed with. And it might eliminate him from any chance to start in week 1. I got news for you. He's not. Here's the part that stinks the most about this. First off, I think everybody understands the Browns are cursed. Okay? The Browns are cursed. Ever since they made that deal. Well, now it goes back to when they lost to Denver and in the drive and all of that. Anyway, the only thing that was really interesting about the Browns preseason was this. Saturday, 1:00, must-see TV. You want to see Shedeur Sanders. Can he back it up 2 in a row against the Super Bowl champs? And now we ain't going to see it because he has an oblique. So it's basically – that's what it – no. Well, let's see. I mean, the only one who's healthy is Joe Flacco. They say – no. I mean, Dylan Gabriel, he's recovering from the hammy. They're saying he will probably start on Saturday unless he has any hammy setbacks. So one of the TV stations there was taking footage during the early drills, and it showed Sanders looking uncomfortable throwing the ball. And then he lifted up a shirt to show whoever was there where it was bothering him on his left side of his abdomen. Now he's right-handed. No, is he left-handed or right-handed? Yeah, but still, it says an oblique. Oh yeah. An oblique strain is a stretch or tear of the muscle fiber on the sides of the abdomen. The mildest form involves a stretch, and more severe injuries can be due to partial or complete tear. Okay, so if he's got a torn oblique, he's probably out for the season. I mean, can you have surgery on an oblique? I don't know, dude. If it's a tear, a torn oblique, we don't know yet. They're doing further testing. One orthopedic surgeon, Cleveland.com talked to, who hasn't treated Sanders, but he told them such injuries require, according to him, if it's just a strain, 2 weeks of rest. So he'd be out of contention for the backup job. Or sir. Right. So he's got no shot at starting. So I don't know what how he feels about that. And, now he's back to being well, it's all going to be the offensive line, dude. If you don't have a good offensive line, I don't care who's back there. Look what Joe Burrow did, and his offensive line is not that good. But Joe Burrow's unbelievable. By the way, I finished quarterbacks, and I started watching season 1. So I'm peeping all that up. So let me ask you this: is it too early to get excited? Because coming out of Detroit's training camp, the Lions reporter Eric Woodyard has the latest intel. So they had their first day of joint practices against Miami yesterday. Is Miami going to be any good this year? Well, according to this dude, Amon-Ra St. Brown, first off, he loves all the changes they made in the offense. They got to adjust to new coaches. First-year offensive coordinator Johnny Morton. St. Brown said they needed a day like yesterday in which they were dominant. Apparently, they dominated Miami's defense. And St. Brown was often matched up with Dolphins cornerback Jack Jones, a fellow California native, but he got the better of him in all the live reps and the one-on-ones. And so is it just a one-off that, hey, the Lions just had a good practice, or is it starting to come together? What do you think, Hollywood? I'm looking for a bone, dude. I'm looking for a bone with the Lions. I have never – okay. I've never been more nervous about the start of an NFL season. First off, now we have expectations, okay? In the past, it's like, okay, don't go 0-17. You know what I mean? Let's do something, if you're 500 or better, we're pretty freaking thrilled as Lions fans. You know what I mean? And now it's like, okay, you got 15 wins last year. What do you got in the tank? Is that a fluke? Apparently they got chippy yesterday between the Lions and the Dolphins. They had a couple of fights, which they always do in preseason because these dudes are fighting for jobs and positions and trying to, make the team. Former Lions DB Ifatu Melifonua, whatever, I butchered the name, don't care, and wideout Jameis Williams, who's a stud. Apparently they had a dust-up before they left the field. And then Lions rookie Isaac Tesla, which I love him, he had to be separated from a DB during live reps. They were shoving each other and going back and forth in the end zone. But Tesla did not back down even after having his helmet knocked off during the action. I think he's a pretty tough kid. He's like 6'4". He's going to be tough. He's going to be tough to cover. You watch. He might be the sleeper when it comes to catching the ball for the Lions. Getting some touchdowns. Well, that's it. And what killed us last year was the defense. Oh, gosh. Okay. All right. Well, I was excited to hear that the Lions dominated on offense against Miami. Now, maybe Miami blows. Maybe Miami had the 2s and 3s in. I don't know. But if Amon-Ra St. Brown is playing, I'm thinking Miami, that he's a 1. Miami must have had their 1s in. So, anyway, I think I'm just going to get excited, and I really don't care. All right, there you go. All right, we're going to take a break, and then we're going to chat it up with Jordan Strack from the Hens, Walleye, and whatever else he does. So he's a busy dude in the media. So we'll chat it up with him, and we got some Ohio State news. I want to talk about that as well. You probably don't want to talk about Michigan, do you? The Michigan news? Well, they're supposed to. The NCAA is supposed to announce their findings tomorrow. I find that interesting that they would say, "Oh yeah, we're gonna announce it tomorrow." Why would they do that? All right, so apparently we are going to talk about it because obviously I have some questions. So we'll do that coming up. We also have a kooky ass ad of the day. We also have news quickies. So there you go. We're action packed, and I'm live at Yark on Central Ave in the new car. Come on by, look at me, stare at me like a monkey. More of the show coming up right after this at 100.7 The Ticket.
Job done and looks good doing it. Welcome to His Store and More, your one-stop shop for knives, flashlights, cigars, and tactical gear built for real men.
Oops. It helps if I have you turned up.
3 minutes.
8 minutes? 3? Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can now. All right. Hopefully Jordan Strack is a bit stressful, but I got on. I'll tell you about it later when I get home at like midnight. LOL. All right, let me know when we have 1 minute to go, and then I'll call Jordan.
Gotcha.
Because I got to try to figure out a mic for him. All right, I'm just going to call him.
One minute.
Hey, dude.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm great.
Cool. All right. I am over here at Yark, so might sound a little funky for you, but let me see. Let me get some mic action on you. All right, give me a check, Jordan. Say test 1, 2.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Mic check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Oh, dude, you sound good. Like
good.
Like a professional broadcaster.
We've done that once or twice.
That's coming in really good, isn't it, Hollywood? Yeah. All right, I'm going to mute you, Hollywood. I'll just wait till I hear the stuff. So we'll start out talking about the Tigers. We'll get into the Mud Hens, probably the Walleye a little bit because it seems like they've been making some great moves.
Yeah.
So there you go, dude. Stand by to qualify. That's right, people. I am live at Yark Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram 6019 Central Ave. I'm in the new car. You can lease a 2025 Ram Bighorn Crew Cab 4x4 for $269 a month for 36 months, and you would look really good driving that. All right. We have an interview going to the phone, and he's on a lot with us, and we love him for it. From the Mud Hens and the Walleye, and he pretty much does everything. It is Jordan Strack. Jordan, welcome back to the broadcast.
Hello, how are you guys?
A little stressed because I'm on location and we got new equipment, but we sound really good. So there you go.
Well, good. I love it.
So how's your summer going? Are y'all relaxed now and, you got a break because of the walleye is over, or are you working as much or more with the walleye or with the Mud Hens?
Oh, man, we don't take breaks over here. We go right into mud hen season. We've been rocking and rolling ever since. We're still going. We got a couple homestands left still, and we're still going with mud hens full swing, and then we've kind of begun our transition into hockey season. It never really stops. So lots of planning, all those kind of things. It's fun. So
let's talk about the Tigers. How much talk is there with the Mud Hens? It's got to be with the players, about how they're doing, how the season's going. Some people are already writing off the freaking Tigers like, oh, yeah, Cleveland's going to catch them, and, they have no pitching. The hitting is bad. They've got injuries. What's the talk around Fifth Third Field, a.k.a. the Fraction?
So here's what I love, and this is I'm going to speak for a moment as a non-representative of the organization, as a huge Tigers fan, and I have been since I was born. We have been waiting for a while to see winning baseball, to see meaningful baseball into late August, September, and the Tigers are playing meaningful baseball. They're like a half game back of the Blue Jays again for the best record in the American League.
Yeah.
And there are people on the Twitter that are absolutely losing their minds. It makes no sense to me. I think, when I was in my mid to late 20s, I could live and die on every single pitch for baseball. But as I've gotten older, I have realized you can't ride the roller coaster during a baseball season. If you do, you'll get thrown off, and there's just no reason to do it to yourself. So you have to just take the ebbs and flows of a baseball season for what they're worth. And every single contending team has sucked in the second half. Straight up, they've been terrible. Everybody. We're talking, except the Milwaukee Brewers, go through and look. The Dodgers, was the greatest baseball team ever assembled.
Oh, yeah.
They've been terrible in the second half.
Oh, yeah, and they're having closed doors meetings in the Dodgers with the players, and they're still losing. Shohei throws 5 innings. He's up 5-2 or something yesterday, and they end up losing.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, you can't sit and panic all the time. That's just not how baseball works. I can understand it during a football season where you've only got 18 weeks and you have to figure it out. Blah blah blah. You don't get so many chances. During a baseball season, you get 162 of them. And guess what? The Tigers have been, for the last calendar year, the best team in all of baseball. They've got the second best record in the American League. Do they have some warts? Are there some flaws? Sure. But guess what? Every single team has some flaws, and every single team has some issues. So I am beyond frustrated watching the Twitter every single night, and everybody living and dying on every pitch. I get that there are problems, but can we just sit in the moment and enjoy the fact that the Tigers are playing meaningful baseball and they're winning almost? They're winning way more than they're losing. Let's just embrace that and be happy about that. Is that cool?
Yeah, I'm with you on that because I'm emotionally weak, and so I buy into all that. There was a story I read today in the freaking Blade, and it was some syndicated writer. It was either in Washington or New York or somewhere, basically saying the Tigers are going to choke, and it says they barely have a lead over Cleveland. They got 6.5 games. They're 6.5 games up right now. Now, can Cleveland catch them? Absolutely. And plus, what is it, September? I think they play 6 times or something like that. They're going to be playing, but it just seems like the Tigers have all these haters, and I just don't understand it.
It's a weird thing about Detroit sports fans, I think, and I am one of them. I love the passion. I love that people care. I love all those things. But when you sit and live and die on every single pitch, you're going to make yourself insane. If you would have told every single person, while I was sitting down in Lakeland, Florida, early March, if you would have told everybody down there, hey, listen, the Tigers are going to have a 6.5 game lead in the division on August 14th, every single person down there would have said, hell yes, sign me up.
Yeah.
And that's where they're at.
Exactly.
Listen, they're figuring some things out. Once you get to the postseason, this is the other thing that I don't think people are fully embracing and understanding. When you get to the postseason, you don't need all these pitchers that are being run out there right now. Is AJ Hinch doing some things that are a little experimental? Yes, they are. Are they trying to see if they have anything left in a guy like Montero or Cody Hoyer or any of these other guys they brought in? Yes, they're trying to see if there's anything left in those arms. But here's the thing. Once you get to the postseason, you don't need all 5 of your starters. So you got to figure, you got some of these guys coming out in bullpen. Boy, Melton has looked great.
Last night.
I mean, yes. So, that's what I'm saying is remember back to last year and think about the quote-unquote pitching chaos. AJ Hinch is going to do things differently in the playoffs than he does in the regular season. So I think he has earned the benefit of the doubt. I think Scott Harris has earned the benefit of the doubt. Give them a little bit of rope here and let them figure this thing out. I personally and was totally on board with the trade deadline strategy. I thought that's somebody that works in the organization. I suppose I'm a little biased, but to me, it's you don't have to give up a ton right now. I don't know that the Tigers are going to win a World Series, but they've got as good a shot as anybody, basically. There's no world beater out here right now.
You just got to get hot the end of
get there and get hot. That's
September.
All
right, so grade the Mud Hens right now where they're at. They have a winning record.
Yeah, they do. And listen, we're still in the thick of a playoff race here. The weird thing about AAA baseball is that there's a first half champion and a second half champion, and everybody in the International League is going into one big pool, and you have to be the first place team in the entire league. So it's really, really hard to make the playoffs in this league. There's only 4 teams ahead of the Mudheads right now, and they're all kind of jumbled up right there. They're 5.5, 6 back, whatever it is. There's still a shot with, a little over 30 games left to play. There's still a shot here to go make a postseason. But listen, I think, Dave Alvarez has done a remarkable job with what he's been handed. It has been a rotating door, especially when you look at the pitching staff. It's different guys all the time. And there is no continuity here at the AAA level. And the fact that they have played as well as they've played, I think, that's all you can ask for in AAA baseball. It is, it's not about, wins and losses necessarily at this level. Yeah, you want to win every time you're out. You want to be competitive and all those things. But I think it's about, these guys have to be ready in case the Tigers call. And you've seen guys that come down and they've worked on things, and there's some guys that have gotten called up and they've gone up and contributed. So,
Troy Milton.
That's the whole job. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, Milton just did. I mean, man, for him, what he did, 1 hit in 5 innings. Okay, let's build off that. All right, let me switch over to the Walleye. A lot of changes, new coaches, and all of that. Where are and it's Jordan's track, by the way, if you're just joining us. Where the hell you been? Jordan, grade the Walleye right now this offseason.
I actually, last night we had our promotional release party for all the season ticket holders. We sat the guys. The way I judge it is how do the guys feel about what's been constructed? And they seem to like it. And I think Pat Nickish likes the group he's put together. There are still some guys that are signed that we have not announced yet. That's the other thing that people don't realize is that, people see the signings that we release and they assume that's all that's been done. No, we have a whole list. We just release them strategically. So I think people need to understand that part too. I like what they've done. We announced yesterday a guy like Chad Hillebrand, who's 6'4" forward, who has played a bunch at the NHL level. I think he's going to be a really consistent performer at our level. They seem to really like him. You bring back the 2-time MVP. Yesterday we announced that Riley McCord is coming back. He's a guy that'll play on the point and anchor our power play. So I like a lot of what we've done. You bring back a bunch of familiar faces that know the culture, they know what's going on here, they know how to win here. And then, you'll sprinkle in probably a couple guys from Grand Rapids once we get into training camp. And I like it. I like it. I think we get caught up in, somebody else making these sexier moves or whatever. But like, it's hard to argue with a team that just went to the Kelly Cup championship. We know what the blueprint looks like. Pat Mickish knows what it takes to win at this level clearly, and so I like what we've done so far.
I played golf about a month ago with Hawk and Tyler Spezia. Matter of fact, just a couple days before he left for Germany. And man, those guys can hit the crap out of a golf ball. Oh,
they really can, can't they?
Yeah, we had a blast. But I beat Hawk. I didn't beat Spezia. That dude can play. I mean, he is a really good golfer, and his swing is effortless. And I'm really rooting for him going on over there in Germany. So I wish him all the best because he's a really good dude.
He's a great dude. Always has been, and he loves Toledo. And Denny, I'm going to say, if you went out and beat Hawk, then you must play pretty darn well.
I did. Hawk had a bad day, but it was close. I think it was only 1 or 2 strokes. Anyway, last question. Are you aware of the Bowling Green billboard that is taunting the University of Toledo football team that is on Dorr Street? Are you aware of that? And you know? Okay, so you know about this. Okay, so I called the dude from the hardware store, Phil Bayer, yesterday. I'm like, hey, dude, is that your billboard? Did you guys do that? Are you BG alum? And it's like in your face. You put up Eddie George's pictures and all, and he's like, heck no, we just rent the space to some outfit down south, and they put up whatever. So isn't this kind of a bold move by Bowling Green? Because I got to assume they put it up. And it's kind of an in your face. What do you say, Jordan Strack?
Listen, I love it personally. I love rivalries. I love the pettiness of them. I think it's hilarious. I am a DG grad, but I'm very, very tight with everybody at the University of Toledo. I love the University of Toledo. I'm very close to Jason Candle. And yeah, I'll be honest with you. Here's a funny little thing. Once I saw that came out, I sent it directly to Jason.
Okay, and what did Jason Candle say?
What's funny is he just put the little ha there and he didn't address it anymore. I'd love to get him to. Can we get Jason on your show and you can ask him directly?
Yeah, do me a favor. Text me his info and I'll reach out to him.
All right, I will get you hooked up. I'll get you hooked up with Jason. I want you to directly ask him. I think you'll have a blast.
Oh yeah, yeah. I honestly, I don't know how it can't be locker room fodder. Saying, hey, look at these guys. Look what they're doing. And season hasn't even started. So, all right, Jordan, you're a good man. Is there anything else we need to know about the Tigers, the Hens, the Walleye, or anything else?
Listen, we've got a big weekend planned here at the ballpark for the Buttheads. We've got Tigers night tomorrow here at the park. Dan Petrie, the 1984 World Series champ for the Tigers. Dan Petrie will be down here tomorrow. And then on Saturday, we're celebrating the 2005 championship teams in 20 years. Got a couple members of that team coming back. And then we're also having our first ever drone show following the game. We'll have 200 drones. I have seen the artwork for it and the flight patterns, and it is really freaking cool. You're going to want to be down here. So yeah, we've got a whole bunch planned this weekend. Come on down Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and I promise you will be entertained, the whole family.
All right, website to get the tickets.
Mudheads.com to get your tickets.
Boom. All right, Jordan, you're the best, man. I'll look for Candle's info at some point. Thanks, brother. I appreciate you.
All right. Solid good, Daddy.
See ya. Bye-bye.
Bye.
There you go, Jordan Strack. That's how you get things done, Hollywood. You use friends of yours in the media to do your dirty work. He's gonna reach out to Jason, and we'll get him on. So there you go. That's good stuff. How did that sound? Because that was coming off my speakerphone. Sounded good. All right, let's get to a break. Coming back. Oh, we never run out of ass hats. This one is from South Carolina, and we'll do that next as I'm live at Yark on 100.7 The Ticket.
Home of the original Toledo-style margaritas. Carmel's Mexican restaurant is Italian.
All right, Carmel's. Carmel's is now advertising. Sweet. All right, how much time do we have, Hollywood?
4 minutes.
All right, I'm going to hit the ladies' room.
Sounds good.
Inviting you to join me for the Ragtime Rick Radio Extravaganza every Sunday morning from 6 until 9 a.m. on ESPN 100.7 The Ticket. We'll bring you great music that you won't find anywhere else on the radio dial, along with lots of fun and frivolity. It's radio as it used to be every Sunday morning starting at 6 a.m.
Boom! Welcome back. DennyRadio, Sports and More live at Yark Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram 6019 Central Ave. I'm in the new car, as low as 1.9% APR financing for 72 months on select vehicles. Such a deal. Come on in, talk to them. They're very nice people. Text coming in at 877-909-1007. Lodo Joe. I think the billboards are kind of old school and analog. Probably a lot of the young kids that go to Toledo probably didn't even give it a second thought. Now, if you put it on an Instagram or some other social feeds, they probably would be all over it. And yeah, he says, dude, I think I mentioned this last week. I think Sanders needs to bulk up and try to injury-proof himself while he's learning the game on the sidelines. No need to rush him in a couple of big-time hits. It's going to put him on injured reserve. I think Brian Sipe might have some free time. Some laugh out loud emoji. You're kooky. You are kooky, Lodo Joe. Anyway, that's the number. You can also watch us on our Facebook Live feed, and that's bakeryunlimited.com. They sponsor that, which is awesome. And we're up there right now, so you can listen to us during the breaks and all of that. And, of course, our main sponsor is St. Mary's Meats, the place to go for local fresh cut meat. I will be there this Saturday for the 4th annual customer appreciation. So I'll probably end up doing some Facebook Live out there and hanging out with AJ because he's a kook and I enjoy him very much. All right, it's time now for the Ass Hat of the Day, which is brought to you by Danny's Cafe in Rossford, 600 Dixie Highway. Nearly 100 years of food, great food. Trust me, I've eaten there a number of times. Fun and memories. And our ass hat, well, he comes from South Carolina, from Berkeley County, South Carolina, which is near Charleston, which is one of my most favorite cities on the planet. He's been charged because deputies say he posted a video to Facebook, and it was Facebook Live of him running away from the cops. That's just crazy. According to the report, a deputy and his canine partner, they were patrolling, and they spotted this dude tailgating and failing to maintain its lane. So they tried to stop the dude. The driver, Rashawn Quamain Scott, who's 34 and should know better. So he pulled one of those. He slows down like he's going to stop, and then boom, he takes off. Okay, you're not going to outrun a cop car. Okay, you're not, because they. Well, there might be, and depends on where it is. If you're on the highway like this dude was, I think he was on the expressway, you're going to have a harder time. Now, if it's in the city, that's a different deal. You know, they might call it off. Anyway, so the chase hit speeds of 100 miles an hour. During the pursuit, deputies say Scott posted a video during the chase of his Facebook page of him trying to outrun law enforcement. That's just crazy to me. He's going 100 miles an hour. Deputies finally deployed the stop sticks, and they disabled the vehicle, and he stopped, and he got arrested. Deputies say they found approximately, 57 grams of marijuana inside of the vehicle. Shocker. So he was arrested, charged with failure to stop for blue lights. Apparently that's a law in South Carolina. That's his second offense. Driving under suspension, third offense. Habitual traffic offender, possession with the intent to distribute marijuana. In the past 5 years, they say Scott has had more than 4 driving under suspension charges. He also had a prior conviction for failure to stop for blue lights from December of 2019. So, Rashawn Quamain, Scott, you are the of the day. And it might be time to straighten out your life, pal. I'm just saying, might be time. All right, it's almost what? Unk. Is that what it is? Yeah, my age, it's grandpa or great grandpa. Okay, coming back, we're going to talk some college football. Ohio State's in the news, and apparently the NCAA is going to let everybody know what the punishment is for Michigan for the sign stealing tomorrow. I find that interesting. So we'll talk about those when we come back. Hour 2, live at Yark, 6019 Central Lab in the new car. It's Denny Radio Sports and More live on 100.7 The Ticket.
In life, there will always.
All right. All right. All right, I got a couple minutes here. If you take the Lamar Jackson billboard, okay. I'm going to step out for a minute. I'll be right back.
Hello. There we go.
light up the night.
Cal, Raleigh, and the Mariners have broken it open.
We're gonna have some fun memories here tonight.
Cal Raleigh and the Seattle Mariners face Juan Soto and the New York Mets.
I was these kids not too long ago, so it's awesome to be here.
The pregame is at 6 o'clock. The first pitch is at 7 o'clock here on Toledo's home for Sunday Night Baseball. 100.7, The Ticket.
His Store and More, the Man Superstore Studios. This is 100.7 WQQO HD2 Sylvania, Toledo, a Cumulus Media station.
Oh, sorry. I hear. There it is. Ba-da-da, ba-da-da. Hey, you lucky people. We have another hour together. How awesome is that? Before we hand it off to Black and White Sports, Andre of the Savages. I bet he's got something to say about Shador now that he's got the oblique injury. All right, Denny Radio Sports and More brought to you by St. Mary's Meats, the place to go for local fresh cut meat. Nobody beats AJ's Meat. Call or text 877-909-1007. Watch us on the bakeryunlimited.com Facebook live cam. We're on the Ticket Facebook page, also at Denny Radio on X, at Denny Radio Podcast on YouTube. All right, Hollywood, we didn't have a chance to talk about our conversation with Jordan Strack, specifically the billboard that Bowling Green had the Stones to put up near the campus with Eddie George's picture. Okay, you're right. It could have been. But don't you find that interesting that Jordan's like, oh, yeah, I'm aware of it. He went over there, took a picture of it, and texted it to Jason Kendall. So what do you make of that? Right? Okay, they've won. When was the last time Bowling Green won a MAC title? I got a feeling Toledo's. Yeah. I see. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. The brown is. You're stepping in that brown. Yeah. Talon's out. Whatever. I'm still going to the tailgate with you though, but it's going to be fun. I don't know if I'm going to wear my. No, I'm wearing my Toledo gear because you're going to protect me. You're going to protect me. You're going to protect me because it's Toledo and Bowling Green, and my daughter did. So I have money invested. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it plays out. Maybe I don't have any Bowling Green gear. You're going to have to get me. Okay. We'll see. All right. I'm here at Yark. By the way, if you want to shop electric, you can talk to them about the EV tax credit savings that's ending soon. Yark is going to help you save more, people. If you're into the I've ridden a short distance in a electric car. And it was so wild because, I'm so used to the vibration in here in the engine, and it was just so quiet. And then I rode somebody who's got a fully electric car. And it was just bizarre. But the thing, because I'm so anal and panic and OCD, I would freak out when I'm driving it. Oh man, what am I going to do if I get low on electricity, and where am I going to go charge it? I'd be freaking out. I just go up to this. Yeah, go back and forth with that. So, all right, you heard the top of the hour update there, which is like 3 hours old. Why would the NCAA put out a statement saying, "Oh, by the way, we are gonna, put out our findings and/or punishments for Michigan football starting tomorrow"? Why would they even tip their hand, Hollywood, to say that tomorrow it's going to be over, one way or the other? Well, Buckeye fans don't want that. They want Michigan to forfeit their natty, and they want them to get the death penalty, basically. Yeah. So you don't think it's going to be anything severe? Well, I just want it over, but yeah, probably 5%, 95%. No, they can't even call them Michigan. They call them, they call them the team up north. Oh, Angie from Pew. Can't hear Hollywood on X. Yeah, I know, because the system's not going through my board. So, yeah, you're not going to hear Hollywood unless you listen to the stream or over the radio. So, sorry, Angie. You just get me. So, but tomorrow I'll be back in studio. I won't be at Yark, and then everything will be hunky and dory. So, sorry about that, Angie. Yeah, I'm just glad it's going to be over, and then we can all get on with our stinking lives. So, there you go. Now, if they don't release this information, let me just make a prediction, because I'm Mr. Predicto. If we're on the air tomorrow at 2 and they still haven't released the information, it's something big. It's a Friday, and if they wait till late in the day on Friday, it's going to be something big. Now, if it comes out tomorrow morning or midday, yeah, it's probably going to be no big deal. But the longer it goes, because you always want to put that information out on a Friday that you don't, so people can't respond or get up on phone lines and harass the NCAA. I'm telling you. I don't know. I don't know. I thought it was over. I thought Michigan has done enough. Everybody cheats. They just got caught. There you go. If you're going to cheat, don't get caught, right? Says the guy on the billboard at the concert. You know what I'm saying? The whatever concert that was. Okay, Coldplay, that's it. Ohio State. Let's talk Ohio State now. According to the headline and Joey Kaufman from the Dispatch, Ohio State keeping details of NIL a secret. So Ohio State, like all the big schools, or all the schools, started paying football players last month. In Ohio State's case, millions of dollars because of the settlement of the antitrust cases. Ryan Day offered an overview of his program's approach to divvying out the cash. He says the highest shares go towards starters, followed by the backups, especially at positions that require more depth. He says chemistry in the locker room could be unbalanced otherwise. So the university denied a public records request for the revenue-sharing contracts with football players, citing FERPA and Ohio Revised Code. Okay. You know what the story doesn't say, Hollywood? Who put in the public records request? They don't say that. Why aren't they being transparent? Why does it matter? Listen, I get it. It's a public university, and they're taking public university money, and they're paying players. In my mind, that makes them an employee, and that means just like coaches, you got to reveal how much. You got to let everybody know how much you're paying them. But here's why you can't. You cannot post the salaries of these college kids because it's going to create holy hell on the team. It's going to create holy hell on the campus. I mean, everybody knows they're rolling in it. When freshman stud football players, sophomore football players are rolling up in Jaguars or Ferraris, you know they're making bank. But to actually post it and what social media and the vitriol on social media and all the haters, what they'll do to these, I mean, they're kids. It'll destroy them. Even though the state of Ohio revised their law in last year that exempts NIL deals from public records disclosure. So they knew this was coming. They knew. And so they're like, okay, we got to pass a law. So there's two layers here they'd have to get through. Federal law and state of Ohio law, which means it's going to be in court for decades. And at some point, people are going to be like, who cares? Who cares? Now, maybe after the players are onto professional ranks or they're out of the university, I'd be okay with publishing how much they made. Your thoughts, Hollywood, go. Yeah, you just can't do it while they're still going to the school. Right, and the other thing is you're going to find out who all the big money backers are. You know, who's putting up some of the money, not just because they want NIL, money disclosed, not just what Ohio State's paying them, because they're probably making more money in NIL. Big time companies, car dealerships in Columbus or Ann Arbor or Detroit or, pick a city, Yeah, but you can't deny the argument. If players are taking money from Ohio State, a public university, that makes them employees, just like coaches. So it's going to court. It's going to court. It's going to go to the Supreme Court. It's going to go all the way through the state of Ohio, and then it's going to go all the way to the Supreme Court, and then who knows, what's going to happen after that. Yeah, I mean, the layers are so thick. I mean, it's never going to friggin' end, dude. By the way, speaking of court, we didn't talk about this earlier in the week. I meant to. John Gruden had a nice W in the courts, and he wants the truth in the NFL emails lawsuit. He said he's eager to discover the truth in Nevada courtroom about whether Commissioner Roger Goodell and the NFL leaked emails to the media before Gruden was forced to resign as the Raiders coach in 2021. Well, of course they did. How else are they going to get those emails? I mean, of course they secretly did it. He says, I'm looking forward to having the truth come out, and I want to make sure what happened to me doesn't happen to anybody else, he said in a statement. He said he blames the NFL for leaking the emails, which led to the league to pressure the Raiders to bounce him. They were 3-1 when he got fired. And it disrupted the whole freaking season. He said, we were leading the division at the time. They completely blindsided me and the team. He said, what happened wasn't right, and I'm glad the court didn't let the NFL cover it up. Here's the thing. According to, first off, Gruden, he's still on the hook for racist, sexist, and anti-gay emails. Of course, the Wall Street Journal published them and the New York Times. They found the league's decision to force Gruden's complaint into close. So when he filed his complaint, the way to deal with his complaint was arbitration with the NFL, overseen by Roger Goodell. And he's the guy who's accused of doing it. And he's the guy who's supposed to arbitrate his complaint. Now, does that make any sense? No. And the Supreme Court in Vegas, or whatever their court is, said it was unconscionable. So now the NFL is going to appeal the Nevada Supreme Court's ruling. Listen, it's going to end up in a jury trial. And I'll tell you what, that would be must-see TV. They don't have court TV anymore, do they, Hollywood? I bet you I get it on Fubo. I don't have Buckeye anymore, dude. I just have Buckeye Internet, which by the way, they have a new BCSN Plus app, and I logged into it yesterday, and guess what? I can still watch the Friday Night Football. I mean, I got to watch it on my phone and my PC, but I'm still going to get my high school football. So that means I'll be able to watch your Ottawa Hills Green Bears. But by the way, how's practice going this week with the team? Hollywood's one of the coaches. Oh, okay. What time's that? 6:30? So you just bust out of the station and head over there? Who do you guys open up with? Are they any good? So they're a good team? Okay. All right, let's get to a break. I'm live at Yark. You want to come by and see me? I'm here. If not, no big whoop. Coming back, we got a little more baseball to talk about. We also have, are you interested in a Charlie Sheen documentary? The trailer's out, and we're going to talk about that. We're going to do that next, right after this on 100.7 The Ticket.
Sports and more on 100.7 The Ticket.
Hey, this is Andy with.
All right, there you go. We're rolling now, baby.
3 minutes.
All right. And then at 3:30, I'm going to start breaking down my equipment. I got to play golf today at Ottawa Park for 9 holes. I'm filling in for Brad Crown Realtor, man.
That'd be cool.
Retired. Yeah, it's actually closer. Yark's closer to the golf course in my house. So, but I got to tear down the equipment. And then after that, I got to go back to the station, drop it all off.
At least you didn't have to take the station vehicle.
Yeah, I don't ever mention that because I'm wondering at some point they're going to go, hey, we need you to start taking the station vehicle. Well, the thing is, though, I mean, I go over there anyway to pick up the equipment. So what's the big deal picking up the vehicle?
Yeah.
But I think Paul is out here over at Yark Used Cars.
He's at used, yeah.
Got the vehicle. Because do they have separate vehicles now, or are they all the stations on each vehicle?
They have both. I think ESPN's is like an all-station vehicle that they
got
share
everybody
with
on there.
Ticket.
Nash Icon.
Well, Nash has their own, so yeah.
Oh, I also have news quickies too. We'll do those here.
Cool.
Oops. Make sure my audio is still working. Yep. Cool.
Uh, 60 seconds.
All righty.
Playing a relaxing weekend game, Cherrywood delivers the kind of golf you'll want to play again and again.
So why drive far when the best-kept secret in golf is right in your backyard?
Visit us on Facebook or golfcherrywood.com. That's golfcherrywood.com. Get a tee time by calling 734-856-6669. Cherrywood Golf Course, where 9 is fine if you don't have the time.
Fellas, I'm ready to get up and do my thing. I want to get into it, man, you know. Can I count it off? 1, 2, 3, 4.
The Denny Schaefer Show, weekdays 2 to 4 on 100.7 The Ticket.
Welcome back, Denny Radio Sports and More Show 103. Whoops, I got to mute that. Or did you already do it? No, I'll mute it. Got to mute the mic. We're live at Yark. The address is 6019 Central Ave. I'm in the new car. Yark Care members benefits are included on every new and pre-owned vehicle, and offerings like nitrogen tires, key replacement, paint protection, car washes, plus more. And you can earn reward points. Stop into Yark and get all the information on that and all the great deals that they got going on right here at Yark. All right, Charlie Sheen, he has been kind of, he's been a mess for, most of his life. He's got a trailer, or he's got a documentary coming out. And the trailer for the 2-part series is out. Let me play part of it for you. You can Google it if you want to, see the whole thing. Boom. All right, it premieres on Netflix September 10th. Hollywood, will you watch it? Yay or nay? Yeah, me too, dude. He's a goofball. I mean, I will say this. He was in one of the greatest sports movies of all time. You know what movie that is? That would be Major League. He was Ricky Wild Thing Vaughn. He stole the freaking movie. And they actually said that, said he came in and he threw over 100 miles an hour. And back in the 80s when this movie came out, they weren't doing that in Major League Baseball. They actually, they put the speed gun on him and he was actually throwing at 85 miles an hour. When you think about that, yeah, that is really strong. Crazy strong. By the way, Sherry from McCraven is stopping in. She must be doing some business because there she is right there. Looking all awesome. Where's your Denny Radio shirt, Sherry? Anyway. Okay, so the documentary has several celebrities like his ex-wife, Denise Richards, Sean Penn, John Cryer, Heidi Fleiss, who reminds us in the trailer that Charlie testified against her, helping to send her to jail. I got a feeling this is going to be pretty big. Because, he's a train wreck or a car accident. You just can't look away. All right. Is this creepy or cool? Because today is National Tattoo Removal Day. How many tats you got, Hollywood? 3. Bowling Green, you got a BG tats? Michigan M? Nice. I don't have any tats. If I make it to 80, I'm going to get a tattoo. I'm not sure what it is, but if I make it to 80, I don't know. Yeah, pretty good chance I'm not going to make it to 80. But if I do, I'm going to get a tattoo. And it'll probably be a Michigan M or a cross or, Jesus, something like that. So tell me if this is creepy or cool on National Tattoo Day. This guy is gone, but the tattoo that he had, this tattoo, we had a ton of tattoos, lives on. So Angelica, she was on TikTok, and she refers to herself as the real AF sports mom, whatever. Her husband passed away, and she worked with Save My Ink Forever to preserve one of his 70-plus tattoos. So they're not very old. I mean, when looking at the picture, maybe early 40s. So the tat is a combination skull and Pittsburgh Steelers helmet, which was selected by their son. So the skin on which the tattoo was created was preserved, and then it was framed, and now it's got a beautiful frame, and now they got it on the wall for them to cherish forever. So the company sent her a recovery kit and the necessary paperwork, and 3 months later, she received the frame tattoo guarded by museum-quality UV glass. Okay, here's some audio of her talking about it. I gotta imagine if you've been looking at this tat, and obviously they're Steelers fans because the picture of her and her son and holding up the art, they're wearing their Steelers gear. That's a pretty cool thing to have. But my question is this, Hollywood: is it creepy or is it cool? Your thoughts go. You almost cussed? Which one is it? I can't even remember what it is. Oh, that one. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Here it is. There you go. I don't know. I think it's kind of cool. But hold on. First off, it's not going to hurt because you're dead. And two, that's a real, it's totally different than actually taking a picture of it and having that frame. Yes, real skin. I think it's cool. But also creepy. I mean, next time I talk to John Castillo, I gotta bring that up to him. From Castillo Funeral. Has anybody ever asked him about that? About because he would have to do it. He would have to cut it out and preserve it in some kind of way. You mean get stuffed? Yeah, I'm pretty sure we have laws against that, but at some point they're probably that's gonna go away, where people could be stuffed. But then what do you do with that, a mannequin, around the house? It's going to get all dusty and now that's creepier, dude. Having somebody stuffed. I don't know. Who knows? It's funny. All right, let's do the news quickies and we'll get to a break because I want to say hi to Sherry from Clavers. She's here hanging out. Then I got to head over to I'm filling in the golf league for Brad Crown Realtor, man, retired over at Ottawa Park. So I'm excited to play that place. President Trump has vowed to make Washington totally free from crime. So I guess that means he's moving Congress to a different city. Scientists say Neanderthals took drugs and still do if you observe Keith Richards. Did you hear about the guy in Italy survived 2 days with a crossbow arrow in his head? And yes, police described him as a wild and crazy guy. Okay, that's a Steve Martin reference. If you don't know that, you're not going to get that. And finally, President Trump's Kennedy Center honorees will be George Strait, Michael Crawford, Sylvester Stallone, Gloria Gaynor, and Kiss. When Gloria Gaynor first heard the news, she said at first she was afraid. I was petrified. There you go. There's your news quickies. Okay, whatever. All right, coming back. I got a couple Tiger things I want to mention, and then we're gonna do the crossover with our man Dre. Don't move, Denny Schaefer live at Yark on 100.7 The Ticket.
We're living in a time when people need to be smart with their money, which means making the right choice, especially with your driveway or parking lot. If it needs repairs, get a second opinion. Unless you've already talked to Genite. If you have, you're on your way to a smooth, brand new surface installed by the paving pros of Northwest Ohio. For over 60 years, Genite has been the trusted leader in paving and sealing. Choose Genite, and you've made the right choice. Call 419-531-1791. The Genite Company, the paving pros.
This hour is brought to you by Dunn Chevy. If you have a fender bender, wouldn't you want to?
You know what? All in all, I'm doing pretty good.
Okay. Josh is now back home, so that's been, we've been into nesters, so he's back. We're really adjusting really well. Actually, the first couple of days, but now we're getting into a groove. He's working for the real estate company. Really? Yeah, he's loving it. Oh. So he's got a great eye. He's going to learn how to fly drums and take pictures. So he's going to do that for a while. Okay. So we'll see. How are you? Pretty fair. Yeah? And I think that we can spend our and they just ship up everything. You hear me? Everything. And why would you get extras and stuff like that? Stuff else like that. But I didn't know that. Right. You know, I feel stuff like that. Did you reach your hand? No, but I can't tell you how I landed. I want to I had a sequence of one and he was talking to the metro people on the phone because they the directions in those. So in the morning, this joke was getting ready to make a left turn. I guess he changed his mind. And you know how you hit the brake and then it put you in full force. So you know how to shut a city bus. Oh. There's a bus from the airport to downtown. And the hotel is downtown. Oh, okay. So we took the bus. It was $1.45. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. I did the same thing. Right. So did you like file a complaint or anything? Do you think I let that ride? No. They tried to talk me into going to the emergency because our flight was at 8:30. This happened at 1:20. No. Remember my cousin, Marcus? Yeah. He was with me. And I only went because he wanted to go. And I'm going to tell him. Yeah. And so anyway, he went out to work for that day. He hit his head. Because it was just, you didn't know it was for me. Yes. You know what I'm saying? And so everything works. Everything.
They're called Sam.
I got to get a little bit. It will happen, So it is what it is, but that's my story.
Well, that's
yeah.
Sorry to hear that. What's that? I like the social show.
This is better. You know what I'm saying? And you just look at it. That's gonna be cute.
What?
You're not going ball.
No. No. Sharon says no.
Really?
Yeah.
Versus the old, and Shador will go up on that Sunday because this is another one. If we see a playoff game between the Steelers and Browns, number one. If you see another flipping playoff game between the Steelers and Browns, number one, I'm going to need accolades for that.
All right, sweetheart. Good seeing you as always.
4 to 6 on 100.7 The Ticket.
What's that?
That's right. You're not dreaming. I actually look this good. He's an idiot.
On 100.7 The Ticket.
All right, welcome back, Sherry.
Welcome back, Sherry from McCraven. Just stopped by and say,
and she says,
hey, shave it all off.
Yeah.
She says, yeah. She goes, it would look good bald, man. So you said I should, and so does she. So there you go. All right, we're live at Yark till 4:00 today. Let's see. This is what's cool about Yark. If you get your vehicle service, they'll give you a complimentary loaner vehicle. That is so awesome. They're located at 1619 Central Ave. I'm in the new car, Yark, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram, and they're very nice people. Okay, let's talk a little baseball. Yesterday they were on when we were on, and it worked out. Rookie Troy Melton, former Toledo Mud Hen. Well, I think he was with, Erie, and then he was with the Mud Hens, and now he's with the Tigers. 1 hit in 5 innings, and then they had 3 other Tiger relievers maintain the shutout over the White Sox. Listen, I know the White Sox aren't very good, but it doesn't matter. A win's a win. So isn't that 2 series in a row they took 2 out of 3? That'll help. Yeah, exactly. So the Tigers are now 70-52, and this is interesting. The AP story. They've extended a narrow lead over the Guardians. Okay, is 6.5 narrow? Is it? Okay. Because when I think narrow, I think like 2 or 3 games. Like a week, it could change in a weekend. Cleveland wins 3, Detroit loses 3, whatever. Anyway. Then it's not narrow anymore. Anyway, Melton's now 3-1, 2.82 ERA through 56 pitches over 5 innings. The 24-year-old struck out 6 batters, and Tiger relievers combined to allow just 1 hit over the final 4 innings. Up next, Tigers heading to Minnesota. Sometimes I struggle with Minnesota. It's a 4-game series against the Twinkies. Starts tonight, and guess who's on the mound? Tarek Skubal. So I'll be watching that. Let's see. He's 11-3, 2.35 ERA. And let's see. What time does it start? First pitch, 7:40. So I should be home by then. So I'm looking forward to that. Cleveland, Jacob Marcy, or Mercey, I don't know, whatever his name is. The dude hit 2 home runs, doubled, drove in 7 runs. 7 runs, 1 guy. Graham Pauley and Xavier Edwards also homered. The Miami Marlins spanked the Guardians 13-4 last night. Miami snapped a 4-game skid. Up next, the series finale is tonight at 6:40. And then Cleveland, who do they got? Atlanta at Cleveland for a weekend series. Atlanta's not very good this year, so Cleveland probably can do a little damage this weekend. So we'll have to see. We'll see. Yeah, what's Minnesota's record? 57-63. So it just seems like the Tigers struggle with Minnesota. Reds beat the Phillies 8-0 last night. Philly had won 4 in a row before dropping its last 2 games in Cincy. The NL East leaders finished with only 3 hits. Ouch. And the Mud Hens were no hit through 6 innings. And they just didn't have any offense, man. They couldn't come back. They lost 2-0 to Columbus, the Clippers, at the Fraction last night. So tonight, Toledo and Columbus score off at 6:35 at the Fraction. So there you go. You're updated on all of that. All right, let's get back to the NFL because that's all anybody ever wants to talk about. And by everybody, I mean me. So ESPN looked at best case and worst case for NFL teams this season. just how good their season could be or just how bad. ESPN Football Power Index, that's what they use, the FPI. It projected win totals for every team based on 20,000 simulations of the entire season performed by our ESPN research team. So the Lions, best case, 12-5. I tell you, if they get to double-digit wins, if they're 10-7, I'll be thrilled. Yeah. They have a really tough schedule. Now, they are, as long as Jared Goff stays healthy. If he doesn't stay healthy, season's over. Now, worst case scenario, according to ESPN, 7-10. The biggest X factor, new coordinators. How fast will the Lions adjust to the new coordinators? DC Kelvin Shepard, OC Johnny Morton. They both will be under the microscope. And Detroit's playing a first-place schedule because they won their division. Lions are the fourth team since 2000 to lose both of the coordinators to head coaching jobs in the same season. I just tells you how good they were. Packers, best case, 12-5. Worst case, 6-11. And the big X factor for the Packers, defensive coordinator Jeff Hafley. If he can find a consistent pass rush, and then if that happens, they can go to the next level. Apparently, the Packers ranked 17th in the NFL in pressures last year. So they got to have better defense. The Bears, best case, 11-6. Worst case, 6-11. Where do you think it's going to be? 500-ish? It's all going to be about Ben Johnson and his offense. How quickly will the Bears be able to execute his offense? How many games will it take for the offense to operate at a high-functioning level? The Lions started out slow during Johnson's first season of play calling in 2022. And Johnson said what he's asking of his current players is actually more complex than what Detroit was doing. Well, he's got to change it around because if not, Detroit's going to know what the friggin' offense is. And you got a young freaking quarterback, Caleb Williams. So they are. Don't the Lions open up at Green Bay, and then the second game, aren't they at home against the Bears? That's crazy. Those first two games are going to be awesome. I'm praying for 2-0, baby. And then the Browns, best case scenario, 9-8. Worst case scenario, 4-13. They say they'll win more than 4 games with Joe Flacco. Come on. They got too good of a – it could go either way. Well, they say it's the offensive line. The Browns are returning to the offensive scheme Kevin Stefanski operated in his first few seasons as coach. And he's going to run the ball. And if you're going to be successful running the ball, then you better have a good offensive line. So we'll see there. The Bengals, their ceiling is 12-5, worst case 7-10. I think the Bengals are going to be a lot better this year. After last year, stinking and not getting in the playoffs. Well, defensive coordinator Al Golden, who used to coach at the Lions and Notre Dame, and anyway, he's the new defense coordinator. So, does this guy, does he have the magic formula? They should be better. They got a lot of young players, a lot of talent. So we'll see. The Steelers, best case scenario, 11-6. Worst case, 6-11. Biggest factor, the offensive line. So what do you think? Is Mike Tomlin going to have his first losing season this year, or will he at least be, winning season? You can't be 500 anymore because there's 17 games. So what do you think, 11-6 or 6-11? Okay, I could live in that world because that'll probably be the playoffs. So there, for them, it's going to be offensive line. Can they protect AA run. Last year, the Steelers' offensive line gave up 49 sacks, among the most in the league. And you're banging on my boy for not getting it done, but his offense. Okay, well, Russell Wilson didn't play the whole year, so there were sacks. He got sacked too. 49 sacks, dude. Yeah. Okay. All right, there you go. Let's just hope for good things for our favorite teams. All right, let's get to a break. Coming back, Andre of the Savages. We'll do a little crossover fun. We'll do that next right here on 100.7 The Ticket. All right, I'm going to start unlocking equipment here, or undoing equipment. All right, how much time?
5 minutes.
All right, Coop. Put my computer away. Ugh. Oops, wrong one. All right, bathroom break.
1 minute.
Okie dokie. All right, I'm going to mute you. And all right. Wait for the rejoin. Welcome back, DennyRadio Sports and More, live at Yark Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram 1619 Central Ave. I'm in the new car. Check out the Yark 110% price protection guarantee. They guarantee they'll pay 110% of the difference in price on the same vehicle in the Toledo area. How about that? All right, final segment, DennyRadio Sports and More, brought to you by St. Mary's Meats. Let's welcome in for our fun crossover. It's Andre of the Savages. Andre, welcome to the broadcast. How are you? I didn't hear anything he just said. What did he just say? What did he say? Now I can now I can hear you. Oh yeah. Dude, I love this segment. Are you kidding me? Stop with that. All right, it's fun. All right, so what do you make of Shedeur in the oblique injury? He's done now, man. He's screwed. He's not going to be starting opening day. Oh, okay, so Cowboys, yeah, we know Cowboys and Steelers in the Super Bowl. We know that. No, I want to know because he was saying Shedeur was going to start opening day, and now Shedeur's got the oblique. Dude, an oblique is a hard thing to come back from, dude. No, I'm fine with it, dude. Yeah. I haven't. So you believe that the Steelers and the Cowboys are going to be in the Super Bowl, and Shedeur Sanders will be the starting quarterback for the Browns opening night. You stand. Oh my gosh, that makes no sense. Wow. All right. All right. All right. All right, dude. Have a good show. We'll be listening as I'm driving over to Ottawa Park Golf Course. Yeah, he means it. No, he means it. He means it. All right. Gotta go. Hollywood, great job. And Jordan Strack, our guest, thank you so much. And all the texts and all that. Hit it, Hollywood. Until next time, this is Denny Schaefer saying, do what you love is freedom. Loving what you do, that's happiness. Keep dreaming and love the one who loves you most. See ya, Toledo.